but hands down the most fun I've had playing a solo game.
Hey everybody, what is up? My name is Mackenzie.
And I'm Jonathan.
We are husband and wife, and we'd like to welcome you to TerreDice.
And today we've got a preview and review of the upcoming game, Rolling Realms, published by Stonemaier Games.
Now, this is the publisher's first roll and write, and it was actually created during the pandemic as a print and play by Stonemaier. Now, he created this as a way for people to connect when no one can gather in large groups, as well as a really fun solo version.
Yeah, and we saw this live while he was playtesting and iterating version after version, and we were pretty excited to see what a published version of this game might look like.
Now, if that sounds like something you might want to play, then just keep watching. In Rolling Realms, players roll and write their way through the worlds from the 11 published Stonemaier games, playing with 3 at a time over 3 rounds, visiting 9 realms in a different combination each game. The core mechanism for the game is rolling 2 dice and using them in 2 of the 3 different realms in front of them. Each player will use the same realm and the same dice each round. After 9 turns, 3 or more realms replace the current ones and you begin again. While all players play simultaneously using the same dice, they also gain resources from their realms that allow them to purchase extra dice or modify their existing dice.
This game can be played at any player count, including solo. Rolling Realms features 18 holes of mini golf in a mini game, each with their own fun twists and changes to the game's rules, designed by the Automa Factory. This solo mode can be played at 3 different difficulties and comes with a scorecard to track your first 3 playthroughs.
So like we said, Rolling Realms is a roll and write, and we've actually really been to roll and writes lately. A couple weeks ago we released a video with our favorite roll and writes. And roll and writes are a lot of fun because they're reliable, they're quick to play, quick to learn, and one thing about them is they don't have a lot of play interaction, which can be a good thing or a bad thing depending on the game.
Yeah, and Rolling Realms has no player interaction, so it really scales the player count to anything you want, so long as you can all see those dice.
Oh, and you will be able to see these.
Alright, now this is a Stonemaier metagame that lets you revisit the worlds of all the Stonemaier collection and find elements of those gameplay in these cards. So like the viticulture card, first you'll be using your dice to get grapes, and then you'll come back and you use those grapes with another die to fill a wine order. With these scythe cards, you'll do the top action for free, giving you a resource, but then you'll also get a chance to pay for the bottom action, which will get you stars. Now stars are how you win the game. In Tapestry, you're going to have different sized buildings that you're trying to place in your city, and then for each one, each row and column that you fill in, you'll get to get a star. And in the Society, the Red Rising copyright-free inspired realm, you are also trying to do like a hierarchical thing where your dice above have to be higher than the dice below. It's pretty cool. Now I will say there's 4 games of Stonemaier that we have not played. That's Charterstone, Euphoria, My Little Scythe, and Between Two Cities. Mm-hmm. And for those, we were able to play. We're like, yeah, okay, that's the rules. But it didn't really have the same kind of connection where we connected it to the theming and we're like, oh, I get it. No, there wasn't a whole lot of sentimental value with those cards. So
yeah, I think it's really important to state Stonemaier game Rolling Realms is a niche game. If you are a big fan of Stonemaier games, like we are, then I think you're going to get a really big kick out of Rolling Realms because you're going to be able to find those connections, see how they match up, and that's really fun. But just seeing how we didn't connect with those other games that we hadn't played, if you aren't that big into Stonemaier games, I think, personal opinion, that there are lots of other roll and writes that you might find more of a connection to. Themes are very important for us, so we found a connection in this theme, but the average person may not. But if you're a Stonemaier fan, you're gonna love it.
Now, on its own, this is a perfectly good game. But where it shines is in the solo mode, and that is not something I usually say at all. The solo mode in this game is this awesome themed mini golf where you've got these 18 holes, and each of them is different. They throw different rules in and they break the rules of the game. And you're playing with a lot of the same cards, but you'll get these different rules. And it's a lot of fun. There's also different difficulties, so you'll either have a really chill solitaire experience or a really challenging experience.
Yeah, I actually played this game as well for the solo mode, and the one thing I really appreciated about it is that it is low maintenance. There is no bot to control, so you really just get to focus on your game and not worrying about setting up all these other mechanics, which I really appreciated.
Yeah, that is huge because it doesn't introduce any new rules to the game. It'll break one rule for the hole that you're on, but it doesn't introduce this, I gotta keep track of this other thing that's going on.
And they actually have a par on each hole, and there's different difficulties that you can play with. And on easy mode, it's pretty nice that if you fail, you can use those resources resources to help you out the next time to overcome that hole.
Yeah, and I particularly liked there was this Between Two Cities one where you use 3 of the same card, and it's literally just Sudoku, which was, I thought, hilarious. But there's also a home run challenge, I think that was my absolute favorite, where you have to score a star every single round and survive till the end or you lose. And I thought that was like, oh, this is so stressful, I don't know how I'm gonna get my stars. But hands down the most fun I've had playing a solo game. All right, now Rolling Realms has typical Stonemaier quality. We've got the really nice linen finish rulebook and box cover. We've also got, for the first time ever, markers and erasers and dry erase boards. All perfectly good quality. One thing, when I opened this box, it had the like craziest factory smell, which is like, happens sometimes, but like not usually, so I was like, whoa. The erasers that they used are the same kind that you have with Telestration, with like the little like matte erasers, but it erases just fine. All the marker comes off. Good quality.
All right, so let's talk about the dice in the room. Or, you can't really miss them, they're pretty big. Or should I say the TerreDice. And these kind of look a little bit like someone's logo. Maybe a little. Anyway, so these dice, they are great because you can see them from all different points of the room since everyone's going to be using the same dice roll. The only negative about these dice that I have to say is that they are like not heavy, but they are big and they are clunky and they're gonna be really kind of loud on the table. And if I put a player mat down, because they might cause a little like dent into your table. And what I've noticed is that they're so heavy that sometimes when you drop them out of your hand, they sometimes don't roll. So you really do have to give them that good
Yeah,
shake.
they just kind of like clunk.
Yeah.
So like, roll.
But overall, I think the design, even though it looks familiar, I actually really like this design and it's very cute.
All right, now when we think roll and writes, we think pretty light, but this is Stonemaier games we're talking about. So it is a little bit heavier of a roll and write. There's a few more rules. I think the bigger thing is just that there's a lot of things going on. You have to get these resources that you spend to get dice. They've got it capped off so you're not using all that much in a single turn. But there is a bit of variance in how long the turn can last for each player, even with just the 2 dice. So if you've got a great varying difference in skills and how comfortable you are with rules like this, you might have some people who are taking a lot longer to complete their turns than others.
Overall, we think Rolling Realms is a really great tribute to fans, and I think fans of Stonemaier games are going to have a big kick out of playing this game. I also think it's such a cool game and creation to have come out during the pandemic, and so if Stonemaier games is your thing, I would definitely go and check out Rolling Realms. You're going to have a great time with it. Alright everyone, and that was our review of Rolling Realms by Stonemaier Games. If you'd like to get a copy of this game, make sure to go over and check out StoneMaierGames.com so that you can sign up for their pre-order, which will take place starting in September. Alright guys, thank you so much as always for watching. We really appreciate it. Make sure to like and subscribe if you like this video. We put out board game videos every single week, and we'll see you next time.
Happy playing!